Welcome back to the GTN Show. It is just me again. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a bit of a one-to-one with you because, well, honestly, who is struggling with their motivation to work out? Who has lost their mojo for training? Yeah, you're certainly not alone, and, well, many parts of the world are heading into winter right now, as well as another phase of lockdown. So understandably, some of you, well, you're just throwing the towel in. It's been a very long year with very few races, but before you do that, let's all just try and get together and help one another through this, because uniquely here at GTN, we have a fantastic and huge community from all over the world. Let's use that. Let's get involved in the comments section down below. Let's help motivate each other and help us get through this. As well as that, today I'm going to be setting a challenge for all of you. It's a little bit of fun that hopefully get you out and training, and we can just have a little bit of fun week in, week out with it, as well as providing a few tips for you for your training. And if that's not enough, I have a chap on today's show that may well inspire you. He is doing the longest triathlon in the world. All right then, hands up, whose motivation is dwindling? Who is struggling to get out and do training at the moment? I've got to admit, mine certainly is. And I know just chatting to some friends at the moment, their motivation is certainly lacking. And that's just simply due to there just not being any racing this year and those normal kind of things to focus on, those goals that they would like to go after. I do also know, just from our experience here in the UK, that when we had our first bout of lockdown earlier this year, that actually a lot of people were quite motivated to exercise. They used that time they were stuck indoors to exercise, and that one bit of exercise per day, perhaps some people were using that to get out and do more than they ordinarily would. And in some cases, they came out fitter than they were before. I fear though, this latest bout of lockdown is going to be different. We are experiencing it here in the UK, many parts of Europe have got it, and also other parts of the world. Because, well, people are fatigued by it, and also some parts of the world are heading into the winter. Now, before we give up altogether and pack it all in, I thought that we could all come together, motivate one another, and have some fun. So, here on GTN, I'm going to be starting a bit of a fun weekly challenge. It's going to change each week, but by this time next week, I'm going to set you the challenge of trying to cover 100 meters of elevation gain within a single run. Hopefully that's doable for most people out there. If you can, try and tag us in on Instagram, whether that's the GTN Instagram account or my own, or send me a message directly. And yeah, let's get you involved. We'll post some of those in the show next week. If you're living somewhere where 100 meters of elevation gain is just going to be impossible, find a set of stairs, run up and down them a few times, and again, tag us in, share that with us. If 100 meters of elevation gain is beyond your capabilities at the moment, you're obviously very welcome to walk up all the hills, but also just do as much as you can. Again, we just accept anyone getting involved in the challenge and really giving it a good shot. Now, I did also promise that I would provide some tips for just motivating you, getting you doing your training and working out. So I'm going to share some with you because I've actually got a fair bit of experience in this, having struggled with my motivation over the years when I was a full-time athlete. So my first is actually just planning your training in advance. Now, I know this sounds silly, you probably all do this, but actually, if you're just waking up each day and you're just going, oh, maybe I'll go for a run, maybe I won't, maybe I'll go for a ride, you just won't do it, or you'll start merging and moving sessions. So try and set a program, even if it's not that much, just be realistic with it. That's actually better than trying to do planning too much. The other is just trying to make your workouts easy. So that means actually having your kit out ready the day before or earlier that day. I know that if I have my bike set up on the turbo the night before, then in the morning, I'm more likely to actually get out of bed and jump on that bike because it's all ready to go. So those little things help, or maybe having some of the food ready, the bottles ready. Another idea is also just breaking it down. Then this is going to sound ridiculous, but actually just the process of thinking about, okay, I'm going to put my cycling kit on. Okay, that's ticked, that's done. Now I'm going to get my bike ready and the bottles ready. That's ticked, that's done. Now I'm going to leave the house, rather than it becoming this overwhelming thought of, oh, I've got to do all this stuff and get out of the house. And then finally, and this is a big one, do what you enjoy. Don't go and do FTP intervals just because you think you should be at the moment. If you don't want to do them and you're struggling with them, don't do them. Maybe do a Zwift race instead, or simply just go for an explore on your bike. That is really, really important. Now, like I said, do get involved in the comment section below, and please get involved in this challenge. It's going to be really fun, and I'm going to change it week in, week out. Okay, now for the Tri news, and I actually received an email last week that, well, it made me stop in my tracks. It was from Adrian Bennett about a challenge that he is undertaking. It's so impressive, I want to get the lowdown from him personally. So here's Adrian.
Hi Mark, yes, I'm here in Singapore starting my Guinness longest triathlon. I started 2 days ago. I'm out on my run this morning, looking for 30 kilometers before a small rest, try and fit 60 in today. My challenge is to do 7,500 kilometers in the triathlon disciplines in 75 days. I'm looking to run first, so I'm going to run 1,400 kilometers, basically 60, 90 a day. And then I'm going to move on to the bike, and then I'm going to try to average about 300 a day, and then I'll swim averaging about 10k a day. So massive challenge. Yeah, I'm doing it for a wonderful charity. It's called Practical Action. British based, but it works all over the world using technology to change people's lives. So they install solar systems in far out reaches places in the world, developing countries, chimneys to stop people having smoke in their houses. They do gravity fed ropeways in Nepal, loads of really cool stuff. Check them out, Practical Action, I love them. A lot of people are asking me, why, Adrian, why did you do this? And the reason is I took a little bit of time, about February last year, I took time off to really get good at triathlon, and I booked myself a few key races in Bintan here, Langkawi in Malaysia, and Cairns in Australia. And I was going to go for it. This is going to be my year, see if I could top my age group, maybe have a crack at some awesome best finishing times. Yeah, then Corona hit, and I had that sinking feeling all the competitions disappeared. And I was just gutted, and I know some people out there are going to feel like this. Their races have been snatched away from them just when they were ready to really put all their energy into it. And I know even professionals out there will be thinking the same thing. And that's, Corona's done that. It's taken away our kind of goal, isn't it? It's taken away that thing we're cherished and the thing we really work towards. And now as triathletes, we're struggling away, trying to get motivated in different ways. Anyway, I went a different route. I wrote to Guinness and said, can I do the world record? Guinness just came back and said, yeah, this is it. 6,953 is the current record. Send us a plan. I sent them a plan. They've approved it, so I'm doing it. Unfortunately, my plan started off as a long journey through the Andaman Sea. I'd swim between some tropical islands. Then I'd run through Burma actually, and then cycle around Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, and Singapore. And that was going to be my route. Again, Corona struck the hammer down and stopped me doing that. So I have to do it around the island of Singapore, which is okay. It's a lovely place, but it is hot and humid. Look, I'm out running now and I'm sweating. So anyway, thank you. Please support me. Follow GTN. Love you guys. You've helped me so much, such good information, and we're on the way. Lastly, just because I can, I'm going to say thank you to my family. I love you. Thank you. And thank you to Tribal, my triathlon club in Singapore. They've been behind me the whole way. Okay, cheers guys. Let me get on running. Another 60 to do today. So non-stop, 75 days, non-stop triathlon. Thank you, Mark. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Wow, I think you'll agree that is pretty epic. So we really do wish you all the best, Adrian. In fact, we are going to be receiving regular updates from Adrian. So we're hopefully going to be able to update you too and put that out on the show from time to time, so you can see just how he's getting on over the next couple of months. Now moving on, and to a triathlete that has just posted a 62-minute debut half marathon. It's 27-year-old Morgan Pearson. He ran a 62 minutes and 15 seconds debut half marathon at the Michigan Pro Half to take the victory by just 1 second. 62 minutes for a triathlete. That is pretty incredible. And it seems like it caught the eye of the PTO too, because they have just offered him a slot for the Daytona race in December, though he does admit it'll be the first time riding a TT bike. So best of luck to you, Morgan, because I think that's an awesome opportunity, and I'll be very excited to see how he gets on if he's in contention coming off the bike. Now, whilst we're talking of the PTO, they have actually just added another $150,000 to the prize purse for the Daytona. adding to their already existing $1 million prize purse. Now that prize purse originally paid down to 20th place. It was $100,000 for first place, down to $4,000 for 20th. But now from 21st to 60th, everyone will receive $2,500, which means that every athlete will certainly at least break even. Well, now for some tech news, and there has been a very exciting investment for the brand HUUB. They launched a crowdfunding campaign and set a minimum target of reaching £250,000, but blew past that within just hours. They secured £575,000 of investment in a 48-hour private launch ahead of the public release of the campaign. Now, due to their cycling clothing that has been relatively new to their lineup, they've seen a 681% surge in sales during the lockdown period. And they've said that the investment obviously is going to be very exciting for them. So I'm very excited actually just to see how they develop further, because they have been growing very fast indeed. Whilst talking of brands, a competitor of HUUB actually, Zone3, has interestingly hired Ryan Dolan, who formerly was of Tia and Roka, and he's coming on to Zone3 as their president of US sales and marketing. Now at Roka, Ryan was their president of sales and marketing there as well, but also their second employee to the company. And we've seen just how well Roka have done. So again, this is very exciting for Zone3. Okay, now for some new and wacky bikes, and this first one certainly is. It is called a Super Strata. They're a Silicon Valley-based company that specializes in 3D printed carbon fiber bikes and e-bikes. Now, they actually officially launched their brand and products following a successful crowdfunding campaign that apparently attracted nearly 5,000 backers. Now, their online store essentially allows buyers to input their measurements, their riding styles, preferences, componentry options, the level of those components, as well as their colors, and they can have this personalized bike made for them. And well, yeah, you can see it's a pretty unusual looking bike. For starters, it's missing that seat tube, but also it's got some pretty bling 5-spoke aero wheels on there. And then we have this, the Q Cycles with their TF1 Triathlon bike. Now, I hadn't heard of Q Cycles before, but it's actually founded by Richard McCange, I think I've said that right, and Alex Bock. They've brought together a combination of Formula One engineering expertise from Ferrari and Benetton, as well as managing a professional triathlon team. Remember that team, Team TBB? Yeah, they've had a lot of success, I think 5 world champions. Well, they've implemented this F1 knowledge clearly into this bike. You can see that with the wide forks, that's to reduce airflow blockage apparently. They've lowered actually the overall bike and the rider. They've also redesigned the head tube and almost removed the steerer. I'm not sure how that works, but very intrigued to hear more. And they've also claimed to change the layout of the hydraulic brake lines to actually make it easier to travel with. And you can check this out at q-cycles.com, and yeah, very interesting bike. Right then, moving on from the tech news and on to our giveaway. You remember a few weeks back, we gave you the opportunity to enter a giveaway for a set of these Form goggles. I think these things are awesome. They're augmented reality display goggles. So within the lens of the goggle, it will show you the pace that you're swimming at, how far you've swum, your stroke rate, your heart rate, it goes on. As you can tell, I like these things and I don't really want to part with them. But anyway, we've got 3 very lucky winners. First off, we've got Kisnu Pushnawan, we've got Riccardo Mazzini, and finally, Sasha Muller. Congratulations to you guys. We'll be in touch and sending these out to you very soon. And you guys stay tuned because we've got other giveaways coming very soon. Now though, it is time to catch up with Heather and find out how she's getting on with her Zwift Triathlon Academy.
Hey guys, thanks for that, Mark. Yeah, it started off okay. As you can see, I'm actually just going for a ride outside because it is one sunny day. But that brings me to the point that I want to make this week, that it's not a race to get these sessions done. We've got to do 5 bikes and 5 runs. And obviously it's about getting fitter, so we need to incorporate it with some other training. So I have done my first bike, which if you guys are joining me and have done it already, you'll know it was some seriously over gearing. So a lot of really low cadence, which for me is not not natural. I find that really hard, but hopefully it's making me stronger. I'm going to find out when I'm out on the bike today. And the run, yeah, that was okay. I've got that one done as well. So let me know if you guys are with me, and I will next week bring more of an update on how to go about structuring these few weeks, because like I say, it's about getting us fitter so that we can hopefully all get PBs when it comes to the time trial. But anyway, keep up the great work, and I'll touch back in next week. See ya.
Well, thanks ever so much for that, Heather. You're doing a fantastic job with the Zwift Triathlon Academy. We're all rooting for you. Do keep it up. But now for some photos and some videos actually from you guys out there training. First off, we got this video from Christian, and he said, no need to go back to the pool just because it's the end of October. And here he is going in for a little open water swim in Copenhagen. Next one, he's got some photos from Floor. He's in a little village or little city on the north coast of Belgium called Blankenberg. He said, everyone knows that feeling where you just got to run. It's getting dark, but you just grab your lights and get going. He's got some very arty photos here. You can barely see him, but very nice. And then Victor, he is on Alpe d'Huez. He said, made the most out of a business trip a couple of weeks ago. Managed to squeeze a bike ride up Alpe d'Huez, followed by the Col de Saran, slaloming in between fallen rocks and a sheep herd. Great fun, even with 2 punctures. Great work, lovely photos, that looks absolutely beautiful. And then finally, Ingrid from Evanston in Illinois said they've submitted this pain cave before, but now they've made it a little bit spooky. Hopefully we'll include it for them, and yeah, we'll include that. Very good job making that Halloween-esque and nice and scary, but brilliant job. Please do keep sending in your photos, any training photos, videos, particularly with these challenges that I'm setting. You can use the link that's on screen right now, or you can find it in the description just down below. And finally, we've got the caption competition. Last week we had this photo of Lionel Sanders. That is our record attempt over in Canada. And we just quite like this photo in front of a microphone with his aero helmet on. You guys certainly didn't disappoint. But before we get stuck into those, I just want to give a little shout out. Lionel got involved in the comments section last week, and he said, thank you for covering the event and the continual effort to create media around our sport. # no limits. Thank you, Lionel. Nice of you to get involved and thank us. But yeah, I mean, you don't need to thank us. You're doing an amazing job. Cormac Geisel said, was that record broken when the clocks changed? Because it would have been handier to have that extra hour. I like that one. But now for the actual captions, Roxanne Ong said, that nervous smile standing naked in the spotlight without his moustache. Yeah, you will have noticed he has got rid of his moustache and he's all very cleanly shaven, probably for aerodynamic reasons, but yeah, he looks very young. Mark Fitzgerald said, testing, anyone know where T2 is? Very good. David Glinsky, hi, I'm Lionel and I'm addicted to breaking records. I don't know why Lionel would talk like that. And then Lord Burt, Lionel about to do his cover of Aerosmith. I like that one. Lord Burt, you are the winner. Get in touch and we'll ping a cap out to you very soon. But now for this week's Caption Comp photo, and it's of Ashley Gentle at the Mooloolaba World Cup. Don't know what she's doing. She's sort of saying, oh, we're going that way, or she's just pointing to a friend? Again, get involved in the comments section down below. And that is it for the show this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If so, please do give it a like. Don't forget to take a look back at some of our other videos from last week. We had our Halloween video and also Heather taking on her very own Mabon, the sausage dog. It's interesting, it's quite funny, so do go check it out. And also we've got some great videos coming up this week. We've got a bike clothing fitting video, which Heather did with Assos over in London, and also baking soda within sports. You have to watch it to find out what that's about, but again, a very interesting video. Like I said, do give this video a like if you have enjoyed it today. Don't forget you can head on over to our GTN shop to pick up any of the GTN merch, t-shirts and towels and all sorts. And also you can subscribe to the channel by hitting the icon just down below.